are in Amara's loft. Tell me a little bit about Amara.
So, Amara is a street rat, basically. She lost her parents in the fight 10 years ago, the kaiju attack 10 years ago. So she's been in and out of foster care, and she's taken it upon herself to be independent and to make her Jaeger scrapper. So if the next kaiju attack comes, which she believes will happen, she'll be prepared and ready to fight.
Scrapper is very cool. How much of it was built? How much of her?
A lot of it. A full leg was built that I climbed up on. All the Compod stuff was legit and real. So when you got into those sets, there wasn't much acting you had to do or imagination because it was all there for you. Except for the buttons. Those were all fake and CG.
Those were real?
Yeah, sadly not.
And what was the audition process like?
Well, I had been auditioning off and on for 4 years, driving back and forth from Missouri to LA, which is about a 3-day drive. And I do in-person auditions, and then when I was back home, I do self-tapes. And I got a self-tape for this movie, watched the first one that day, and then did the self-tape, did all the action sequences, like threw my body, slammed my body on the ground in the scene. I really wanted to get their attention, obviously. They saw it and got me a call back, and I read with John Boyega, met with Steven, and 2 days later I booked the role.
So you guys, both of your characters have a very different feel in this film. What was it like sort of adjusting from the last one?
Always good to see, different facets of the character coming out, and it has the same energy as the first film. It really hits the ground running, and yours is very different.
Well, always nice as an actor to be given some other things to do and not be asked to just simply repeat a performance, but to build on what you did last time and try some new things.
And how badly did you guys want to get in a Jaeger?
Always.
Very badly, yeah.
Yeah, we
Well,
sort of...
not in... I would like to see the movie and have my
Not
character...
do the work?
Yeah, but I don't want
not
to do
in
the
those-
work of
yeah.
all this while you're all day long and that. And
That's a good point, yeah.
this,
yeah.
that's...
We get to watch them doing
It's going to be...
So no calisthenics, it's just observing calisthenics.
Yeah.
Nice. And this is a pretty physical role, so did
Yeah.
you have to go through any kind of training for this?
Yeah, a lot of training. I mean, the second I heard, Steven emailed me, and he's like, everyone's going to be very active in this film, so you might want to start training. I jogged the second I got that email. I'm like, I've never done this before. Like, I never really worked out before or went on a diet. So I was pretty nervous about that, and then had a trainer in LA, and then had a trainer in Australia who went with us to China too, and we were in the gym like 2 hours every day, full body workouts, and it was pretty brutal. I've never experienced something like that. There were some days that I felt like puking after the workout. It was so intense. And then stunt rehearsals every week. But the good part was that the whole cast was in it together. We were all under that physical pressure. So we would go to the gym together and be like, yeah, you got this, one more rep. And whenever we got to eat, we'd be like, what are you eating tonight? Yeah, make sure you're not cheating. And so it actually ended up being kind of fun.
And tell me about learning Mandarin.
It's incredibly difficult. Now, apparently there's 4 tones, and I had a tutor helping me constantly, and I would get it, and I would tell someone who spoke Mandarin, and I would repeat the line, and they would say, wow, that's perfect. And then I would say it again to someone else, and they say, I can't understand a word you're saying. And it was nonstop trying to get that Mandarin.
And so seeing the finished film, obviously you're working with a lot of green screen and all of that, so what was the reaction?
Well, it's always there. Look, we've said it before. We're fortunate not to do too much green screen stuff because we're in the labs and corridors.
Practical props and stuff like that, because in the laboratories, whatever. But it's great to see the scale of it. Isn't it?
Then you see the finished product and you see the scale, and it's we're seeing it for the first time too when we see it.
And so what are you guys thinking in terms of sequel? I mean, is that something that you'd like to see?
Never say never.
Yeah, I've not been consulted, if you're asking me what I'm thinking, but...
it's happening, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I mean, I've written a couple drafts, but I can't get anyone to read them for legal reasons.
And if you could drift with anyone, who would it be?
Like
Anyone.
an actor or...
Just anyone in general, historical figures.
Probably my boyfriend, because I never know what he's thinking. I'm always like, what are you thinking about? Tell me, talk to me. I want to know what's going on in your brain, even though he's probably thinking about what he's going to eat next.
Would you have experience with that?
Yes. Yes, I do.
I said this before actually, but my son is I want to know what's going on in that brain of his now. You know, he's growing up, and I'm becoming very uncool to hang out with. So I want to keep an eye on him.
Yeah, maybe my wife, and I could get like a head start on like, oh, she's getting mad at me about
What have you done wrong
I've
now?
left that dish in the sink for 3 days.
Oh, yeah,
And
don't do that.
You know, like so, you know, just I can really be ahead of it. Like, oh, she wants flowers. Let me.
Yes.
So, what was it like working with Steven?
Steven was so great. I mean, he did his research and he worked hand in hand with Guillermo to make the perfect sequel for this film. And he is such a nerd at heart, which, you know, made me so happy because he's so passionate about the film. And it was his first film also. It was my first film. It was his first film. So we definitely had those moments where like, what are we doing? What are we doing right now? This is crazy. So it was nice. He was very collaborative.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, he
Very
was great, and boy, did he have a big job on his shoulders.
He's pretty unfazed.
He
isn't
did seem unfazed, and it's a massive undertaking to do a movie like this. It's many, many months and many, many decisions, and the pressure of doing a sequel by an Oscar. You know, an Oscar-winning filmmaker did the first movie, and then you have to do the second one.
Yeah, now you do it. Yeah.
It's a pretty thankless task, and he just was tireless and kept a wonderful energy on set, and I really
Very similar to Guillermo in that respect. Right?
yeah, I
The
really had a lot of
creative-
respect for him taking that on and what he did with it.
Gonna be a long day.
What do we do?
Y'all remember me? We fight! Over those on top of me.